Unleashing your hidden superpower, the audacious art of turning passion into prosperity. Welcome to the Black CEO Podcast, where we're about to embark on a journey that could revolutionize the way you think about your career, your passions, and your potential. Today, we're diving deep into a conversation that's not just thought provoking, it's life altering. I recently had the extraordinary privilege of interviewing Natarsha Fequiere, a visionary whose insights have the power to transform how we approach our passions and careers. Natarsha isn't just making waves, she's creating tsunamis of positive change in the world. Her impact on inspiring individuals to live authentically and pursue their true calling is nothing short of phenomenal. The wisdom she shared during our discussion was so profound, so revolutionary, that I knew I had to share it with you all. Now, let's start with a question that might make you squirm in your seat a little. When was the last time you felt truly alive in your work? When did you last wake up buzzing with excitement about the day ahead? If you're struggling to remember, don't worry. You're not alone. But what if I told you that the career of your dreams, the one that makes you leap out of bed every morning, isn't just a fantasy? What if it's been right under your nose this whole time, disguised as that hobby you love, that side hustle you're passionate about, or that secret dream you've been nurturing? I know, you're probably thinking, here we go again. Another motivational speaker telling us to follow our dreams without considering the realities of bills, mortgages, and oh yeah, eating. But hold on to your skepticism for just a moment longer, because what Natasha shared with me isn't some pie in the sky idealism. It's a practical, powerful truth that could change everything. Here it is. God, the universe, or whatever higher power you believe in, would not have given you a gift or talent that you couldn't use to prosper. Let that sink in for a moment. Those unique abilities you have, those passions that light you up inside, they're not random, they're not frivolous. They're signposts pointing towards your purpose and, yes, your path to prosperity. Now, I can almost hear some of you protesting, but I can't make money from my passion for underwater basket weaving, or my love for obscure 80s trivia isn't exactly in high demand in the job market. And you know what? You might be right. And if you're thinking in conventional terms, but that's exactly what we're here to challenge today. Natasha opened my eyes to a new way of thinking about our gifts and how we can leverage them in the professional world. It's not about making a binary choice between passion and practicality. It's about finding innovative, sometimes unconventional ways to integrate our passions into our careers. Let me share a story that perfectly illustrates this point. There was a woman, let's call her Sarah, who had a corporate job that paid the bills, but left her feeling as fulfilled as a vegan at a barbecue festival. Her true passion was baking. She'd whip up cakes and cookies on weekends, bringing joy to friends and family with her delectable creations. For years, Sarah kept her baking as a hobby, believing it could never be more than that. But one day, Sarah decided to take a leap of faith. She started bringing her baked goods to work, sharing them during meetings and office parties. Soon, word spread about her incredible treats, faster than butter melting on a hot pancake. Before she knew it, she was taking orders from coworkers, then from their friends, and eventually from local cafes. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Sarah didn't immediately quit her day job to open a bakery. No, she was smarter than that. She used her corporate skills in marketing and finance to grow her baking business strategically. She leveraged her professional network to find clients and investors. In essence, she found a way to blend her passion with her practical skills, like folding egg whites into a perfect meringue. 2 years later, Sarah's baking business had risen like a perfect souffle, enough for her to leave her corporate job. But she didn't just leave with a dream. She left with a solid business plan, a network of supporters, and a set of skills that set her up for success. She had turned her passion into a thriving career, proving that you can have your cake and eat it too. This story embodies what Natasha was trying to convey. It's not about making a blind leap into the unknown, like jumping out of a plane and hoping you'll sprout wings. It's about recognizing the value of your passions and finding smart, strategic ways to turn them into viable career paths. But let's be real for a moment. This journey isn't always a piece of cake, pun absolutely intended. It requires a shift in mindset, a willingness to take calculated risks, and the resilience to weather the inevitable storms. Natasha emphasized that success in turning your passion into a career isn't just about talent or opportunity, it's about mindset. She shared another powerful anecdote about a man we'll call Michael. Michael was a talented graphic designer working for a large advertising firm. His designs were so good they could make even a for sale sign look like a work of art. He dreamed of starting his own design studio, but fear held him back like a clingy ex girlfriend. He was comfortable in his job, had a steady paycheck, and the thought of striking out on his own terrified him more than a horror movie marathon. One day, Michael's firm landed a big client, a startup that needed a complete brand overhaul. Michael poured his heart and soul into the project, working late nights and weekends. The result was spectacular, and the client was thrilled. But here's the kicker. When Michael saw the final invoice his firm sent to the client, he realized that his salary for an entire year was less than what the firm charged for this single project. Talk about a wake-up call. This was Michael's aha moment, his Neo taking the red pill revelation. He realized that his fear was costing him not just financially, but creatively. He was letting his talent be undervalued because he was afraid to bet on himself. Inspired by this realization, Michael didn't immediately quit his job. Instead, he started freelancing on the side, building a portfolio of independent work. He used his lunch breaks to network with potential clients and his evenings to learn about running a business. Within 6 months, he had enough clients to match his current salary. It was then that Michael took the plunge. He left his job and started his own design studio. Was it scary? Absolutely. Were there moments of doubt? You bet. But Michael had done the groundwork. He had built a foundation that allowed him to turn his passion into a thriving business. He went from being a cog in the corporate machine to the master of his own destiny, creating designs that made people's jaws drop faster than a skydiver without a parachute. These stories illustrate a crucial point that Natarsha drove home in our interview. Success doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of strategic planning, calculated risk-taking, and an unwavering belief in your own abilities. It's about being as persistent as a telemarketer, but with actual talent and value to offer. But here's where it gets really interesting. Natarsha pointed out that in today's digital age, the opportunities to monetize your passions are more abundant than ever before. The internet has democratized access to markets, audiences, and resources in ways that were unimaginable just a few decades ago. It's like that we've all been given a superpower, but most of us are still trying to figure out how to use it. Think about it. If you're passionate about cooking, you don't need to open a restaurant to share your culinary creations with the world. You can start a YouTube channel, write an e-cookbook, or create an online course teaching your unique techniques. If you're a talented musician, you don't need a record deal to get your music heard. You can release your tracks on streaming platforms, build a following on social media, and connect directly with your fans. The world is your oyster, and you don't even need to know how to shuck it.
The key is to think creatively about how your passion can solve problems or add value for others. Because ultimately, that's what turns a passion into a viable career. Its ability to meet a need or fulfill a desire for other people. It's about finding that sweet spot where what you love intersects with what the world needs. Natarsha shared a fascinating example of this principle in action. She told me about a woman named Lisa who had a passion for organizing. Lisa's friends always marveled at how tidy and well-arranged her home was, but Lisa never thought of it as anything more than a personal quirk. To her, organizing was as natural as breathing and about as marketable. One day, a friend who was overwhelmed with clutter asked Lisa for help. Lisa spent a weekend helping her friend declutter and organize her home. The friend was so impressed that she told all her colleagues about Lisa's skills. Suddenly, Lisa found herself fielding requests from people willing to pay for her organizing services. She had accidentally stumbled upon a market need that aligned perfectly with her passion. Lisa started small, helping people on weekends while keeping her day job. But as demand grew, she realized there was a real market for her skills. She was like a superhero who had just discovered her powers, except instead of fighting crime, she was fighting chaos and clutter. But Lisa didn't stop at in-person organizing services. She started a blog sharing organizing tips, created downloadable organizing templates, and even developed a line of custom organizing products. What started as a simple passion for tidiness evolved into a multifaceted business. Lisa had turned her love for order into a thriving career, proving that one person's obsession can indeed become their profession. This story perfectly encapsulates what Natarsha was emphasizing, that our passions, when approached creatively and strategically, can open doors we never even knew existed. It's like having a secret key that unlocks a world of possibilities, only to realize that the key has been in your pocket all along. But let's address the elephant in the room. Turning your passion into a career isn't just about the practical steps, it's also about overcoming the mental barriers that hold us back. Fear, self-doubt, and the dreaded imposter syndrome can all rear their ugly heads when we're on the brink of making a big change. These feelings can be as persistent as a toddler asking why, and about as welcome as a skunk at a garden party. Natarsha shared a powerful insight on this. These feelings aren't signs that you're not ready or not good enough. They're actually indicators that you're stepping out of your comfort zone and into growth. The key is to acknowledge these feelings, but not let them dictate your actions. It's like recognizing that the monster under your bed is just a shadow. Acknowledging it doesn't make it go away, but it does take away its power to paralyze you. She suggested a practical exercise for overcoming these mental barriers. Whenever you feel doubt creeping in, write down your fears, and then next to each one, write down a counterargument. For example, if you fear, I'm not qualified enough, your counter could be, I have unique experiences and perspectives that add value. If your fear says, what if I fail? Your counter could be, what if I succeed beyond my wildest dreams? This exercise helps reframe your thinking and builds confidence. It's like giving your inner critic a taste of its own medicine. Now, I want to circle back to something Natarsha said that really struck me. There's a mindset that you have to get to in order to accomplish it. This mindset isn't about blind optimism or ignoring real challenges. It's about cultivating a belief in your own potential, coupled with a willingness to put in the work and learn from setbacks. It's about understanding that success is not a destination, but a journey. It's about embracing failures as learning opportunities and seeing obstacles as chances to grow and innovate. This mindset shift is what separates those who successfully turn their passions into careers from those who remain stuck in unfulfilling jobs, like a fly trapped in amber. Natarsha emphasized that this journey is not about instant gratification. It's about playing the long game. It's about consistent effort, continuous learning, and gradual progress. It's about celebrating small wins along the way and using setbacks as fuel to push harder. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is a passion-based career. But unlike Rome, you don't need an army to build it, just determination, creativity, and a willingness to learn. She shared a quote that I think encapsulates this perfectly. The master has failed more times than the beginner has even tried. This reminds us that expertise and success come from persistence, not perfection. It's about getting up one more time than you fall down, about learning from each stumble and using that knowledge to inform your next step. As we near the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a challenge. Take a moment right now to think about your passion, that thing that lights you up, that you could talk about for hours, that you do even if you weren't paid for it. And now, I want you to spend the next week brainstorming ways you could potentially monetize that passion. Don't censor yourself. Don't worry about whether the ideas are practical or not. Just let your imagination run wild. Could you teach it? Could you create products around it? Could you offer services related to it? Could you combine it with your current professional skills in an innovative way? Think outside the box, color outside the lines, and dream beyond the boundaries of what you think is possible. The goal of this exercise isn't necessarily to have a fully formed business plan by the end of the week. It's to start shifting your mindset, to start seeing your passion not just as a hobby, but as a potential career path, to start believing in the possibility that you could actually make a living doing what you love. It's about planting the seeds of possibility in the fertile soil of your imagination. Remember, as Natarsha so powerfully stated, God would not have given you a gift or talent that you couldn't use to prosper. Your passions are not random, they are not frivolous. They are signposts pointing towards your purpose, your potential for impact, and yes, your path to prosperity. They are the unique fingerprint of your soul, the special sauce that makes you, you. So let me leave you with this final thought. What if the career of your dreams isn't something you need to find, but something you need to create? What if the skills, experiences, and passions you already have are the building blocks of a fulfilling and prosperous career? What if the only thing standing between you and that career is the courage to take that first step?
I hope this conversation has sparked something in you. I hope it's challenged you to think differently about your passions and your potential. And most of all, I hope it's inspired you to take action because the world needs your gifts. The world needs your passion, and you deserve a career that lights you up every single day. But don't just sit there nodding in agreement. Don't let this be just another inspirational talk that fades away as soon as you return to your daily routine. Take that first step. Make that plan. Start that side hustle. Have that conversation. Write that business plan. Take that class. Whatever it is, do something today that moves you closer to turning your passion into your career. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Every success story started with a single step. Your journey of 1,000 miles begins right here, right now. So take that step, embrace your passion, unleash your potential, because you're not just changing your career, you're changing your life. And in doing so, you might just change the world. The future is not something that happens to you, it's something you create. So go out there and create a future where your passion and your profession are one and the same. A future where Monday mornings are just as exciting as Friday evenings. A future where work doesn't feel like work because you're doing what you love. Your passion is your superpower. It's time to put on that cape and fly. The world is waiting for what only you can give. So, what are you waiting for? Your adventure begins now. Thank you.